Tonight, caring for elderly parents. More Americans are doing it, and a new report says it's costing families a bundle. I'm Katie Couric in Miami. Also tonight, it's Thanksgiving week, but many will go hungry. The mortgage meltdown has more people in need and food banks desperate for deposits. Do you know what your children are doing online?
It's the dark side of our daughter's life that she doesn't want us to see.
A special series, The Secret Lives of Teens. And she broke through the brass ceiling and the woodwinds and the strings. The first maestra in America.
This is the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric reporting tonight from Miami.
Good evening from the Sunshine State, where so many Americans come to spend their golden years. 17% of Florida's population is elderly, more than any other state. But no matter where you live, caring for elderly relatives can be extremely expensive. 34 million Americans are caring for an aging adult. An eye-opening study out today says the out-of-pocket expense of that now averages $5,500 a year. Sandra Hughes has more.
When we first met Marianne Winchell, she was struggling to care for her aging parents, shuttling daily between her home and theirs. 9 months later, the situation is deteriorating. Her mother's rheumatoid arthritis is worse. So is her father's dementia. Caretaking costs have gone up $500 a month.
Because of our finances, we are moving them with us because it is a hardship having them live somewhere else.
Marianne's husband Stacy has taken on even more work as a nurse practitioner, 6 days a week to help pay bills. Bingo! The Winchells may be America's new norm. A just-released healthcare study of 1,000 caregivers finds half of them are spending more than 10% of their income on it. 1 in 3 use some of their savings to cover costs, just like the Winchells.
What about your own retirement? Do you have anything put away?
No, and I don't foresee that at this point in time that there will be any retirement.
People in the study said they cut back spending on leisure activities and saved less or not at all for their children's future. Last winter, son Danny was only dreaming of going to college. The family took out a huge loan to send him. Probably most significant for caregivers is the squeeze on their time. One person in the study said, "Time is the most expensive commodity I provide, but it has no price tag." Caregivers in the study spent on average 35 hours a week caring for their loved ones, and more than half of them said they did not work. A third said they had quit their jobs or reduced their work hours.
37% are actually saying that they feel more depressed over the situation. 65% are saying that they have a lot more stress and anxiety.
Still, most caregivers do it willingly.
I have to be there for them. I feel like I have to be there for them.
But without their own financial cushion, it might be the Winchells' children who have to be there for them when the time comes. Sandra Hughes, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Now to another growing problem this Thanksgiving week, empty shelves at food banks. As Seth Doan reports, donations are down at a time when more Americans than ever need help.
Sometimes I don't think I'm going to make it through.
A mother of 4, Melissa Aya's cupboards are almost bare, and lately she's been going to the local food pantry every week.
Going to the food pantry does make a difference. I mean, an extra roll of toilet paper, an extra can of vegetables, a bag of rice.
Thank you.
Aya isn't alone. According to the USDA, some 35 million people struggle to buy food, an increase of 2.5 million people since 2005. And food pantries are seeing increased demand as rising gas prices and general economic jitters take their toll, both on those in need and potential donors. As a result, food banks are facing record shortages. In Michigan, banks are down over 1 million meals since last year. In Kansas, down 385,000 meals. And in Los Angeles alone, banks are down more than 3 million meals since 2006. Here inside the nation's largest food bank, the supply this month is about half what it was just a year ago. These empty shelves mean about 4 million fewer meals for people who depend on them. How bad is the situation here?
In the 20 years that I've been here at the food banks, this is the worst I've ever seen.
The food bank for New York City, which supplies roughly 1,000 pantries and soup kitchens, has seen demand jump by 300,000 people in the past 3 years. Banks like this supply community pantries nationwide, traditionally a safety net for struggling Americans like Melissa Aya.
Going to the food pantry makes a big impact in my life.
It's a safety net with more and more holes. Seth Doan, CBS News, New York.
If you're traveling by car this Thanksgiving, you'll be paying more for gasoline than you did last year, a lot more. The Energy Department reported today that the average price nationwide is $3.10 a gallon. That's 86 cents more than last year. And remember, that's the average. In some places, gas is a lot higher. Here's our national correspondent, Byron Pitts.
San Francisco, where today the price of regular gas peaked at $3.48 a gallon, the highest in the country.
It's just not worth even driving almost nowadays. So I plan on riding my bike more.
He's not alone. Nationwide, gas prices have jumped 13 cents in the past 2 weeks. That as a record 31 million travelers will take to the road this Thanksgiving. Blame it on the rising price of oil, now at close to $95 a barrel.
It's going to be a tough holiday season.
Economist Carl Weinberg says the pain will extend well beyond the pump.
It will be one of many Grinches that will steal Christmas away from the U.S. consumer and the retail industry this season.
Just go to a mall tonight. More window shopping than shopping bags. According to the Consumer Federation of America, 38% of consumers say they will spend less this holiday because of higher energy costs.
We had to have the children cut down in their normal 10 gifts a year to 3. We had them write a list because we can't afford to buy them what we normally would buy them for the holidays.
As bad as it is, hold on. Economists tell us the price of gas could go up 10 more cents in a few days. Byron Pitts, CBS News, New York.
Turning now to other news. For decades, shooting suspects were sometimes sent to prison based on a method of analyzing bullets that has since been discredited. 60 Minutes and the Washington Post broke the story tonight. The question is, how many innocent people are behind bars? Here's Bob Orr with more.
In thousands of cases around the country, FBI lab experts testify on everything from bite marks to hair and fiber samples. But now the FBI is promising to investigate itself, carefully reviewing all of its lab procedures and expert testimony. This after a joint 60 Minutes Washington Post investigation revealed that faulty FBI lab work regarding bullets could have led to false convictions. Now defense attorneys are looking through 2,500 files to determine how many cases should be reviewed.
Could be 600, 700, 800, 900. Nobody's clear as to how many times an FBI agent got on the witness stand and said this bullet came from this box of ammunition.
For 4 decades, the FBI did a test called bullet lead analysis to match bullet fragments found at crime scenes to ammunition linked to defendants. That's what sent Lee Wayne Hunt to prison in 1986 for murder.
I ain't never killed nobody.
The FBI 2 years ago discarded bullet lead analysis, concluding it was not scientifically sound. Chemical signatures simply could not conclusively match bullet fragments to suspects. The FBI claims it has notified prosecutors of potential problems with bullet-based cases.
No one has ever tried to hide anything here. Could we have been clearer? Could we have done a better job? Maybe so, and that's what we're going to do now.
No one, including officials here at the FBI, can say with any certainty just how many people may have been convicted by faulty bullet evidence, or why it's taken 40 years to fix a mistake. Bob, CBS News, Washington.
Meanwhile, disgraced pro football player Michael Vick surrendered early today to U.S. Marshals in Virginia and was jailed. The Atlanta Falcons quarterback could receive up to 5 years in prison when he's sentenced in 3 weeks on a dogfighting charge. By turning himself in now, Vick will shave time from his sentence. It is one of the most famous catchphrases in advertising history.
Hey, don't squeeze the Charmin. Strong like us guys. Right, Whipple?
That, of course, Mr. Whipple, played for more than 20 years by character actor Dick Wilson. Wilson died today at the Motion Picture and Television Fund Hospital in California. He was 91 years old. There is much more CBS News ahead from Miami, including our campaign notebook, why Florida's primary is so important this time around. But up next, our special series, The Secret Lives of Teens. Parents checking out what their kids are doing online and getting quite a shock. Parents of teenagers have always worried about what their sons and daughters are up to, but let's face it, in the online era, it's a lot harder to keep track of them. With 93% of American teens between the ages of 12 and 17 using the internet on a regular basis, it's become an indispensable social tool. But some parents are so worried about the dangers that lurk on the World Wide Web, they become amateur detectives. Daniel Seberg begins our special series, The Secret Lives of Teens.
In an upper middle class suburb in the Midwest, Tom and Cindy are spying on their 16-year-old daughter, Jane.
It's a frightening window on our daughter's world, and it's the dark side.
What were the first things that you came across?
The amount of drinking and a lot of the boasting about sexual activity.
They asked that we partially conceal their identities because their daughter doesn't know they're tapping into all her online communications.
You can read her email, instant message,
Yes.
webpage postings.
Yes.
Using one of many available software programs, they can do everything from capturing all the websites she surfs to seeing every keystroke she makes on her computer, grabbing her passwords so they can log into her world. They also get alerts for certain keywords.
Bear, bitch, boob, cheat, smoke, steal, whore, and so on.
Every time Jane writes or reads one of those words, Cindy gets an email and can see what she's up to.
Hello?
It's a far cry from past generations where parents knew what their kids were up to. The family telephone didn't exactly offer much privacy.
I'm Saturday at 7. Bye.
These days, parents have good reason to worry. According to one major survey, 55% of online teens have posted profiles, 79% of those include a photo, and 32% of online teens have been contacted by a stranger.
We're going to have a big fire, food, music, a huge dance party, and a crazy amount of drinking.
This was one email that Tom and Cindy saw, a party Jane was planning to attend.
You clearly know what is going to be happening at that kind of party.
But then their dilemma. Do they confront her with their knowledge and blow their cover?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
No way.
Greg Smith wrote a book on the subject.
If they sense that parents are doing it, or in fact if they know exactly how they're doing it, will adapt and they will change their behavior.
In the end, Tom and Cindy told Jane they heard about the party from other parents and asked her not to go. She agreed this time. A good thing, too, because the police came and broke it up.
This is stunning. This one is, quite honestly, it repulses me. I can't believe this is so rampant today.
So far, Tom and Cindy say Jane is suspicious, but still hasn't figured out exactly what they're doing, which they say gives them at least a fighting chance to head off the worst.
I absolutely think it's a parent's responsibility to protect their child in any way they can.
Some may call it prying. Others, good parenting. Daniel Seberg, CBS News in the Midwest.
The thing is, as we heard, a lot of teens know they're being spied on. Tomorrow, how kids get around those controls and what parents can do about it as we continue our series, The Secret Lives of Teens. And for important tips on keeping your kids safe online, you can go to cbsnews.com and just click on CBS Evening News. Coming up next, Florida, why it could be key in the presidential primary battle and key to his chances of winning the nomination. And topping our Campaign 08 notebook tonight, Barack Obama takes the lead in Iowa. A new poll shows Obama now leads fellow Democrat Hillary Clinton by 4 points. And Senator John McCain picked up a key endorsement today. He, not Rudy Giuliani, got the backing of 9/11 Commission Chairman Tom Kean. That commission, by the way, had raised questions about whether, as mayor, Giuliani provided emergency responders with proper communications equipment. Giuliani, trailing in Iowa and New Hampshire, is hoping to get the backing of this state Florida in his bid to win the Republican nomination, and he is leading here. Meanwhile, both Republican and Democratic Party leaders in this state are hoping Florida will play a major role in deciding the nominees. They've moved the primaries up from early March to late January, 3 weeks after the Iowa caucuses and before Super Tuesday. You can ask anyone. Getting to the White House starts with trudging through the harsh winters of Iowa and New Hampshire. But now there's something new under the sun.
Florida's the prize. What happens on January 29th is going to be the conversation of the nation.
And it's not because of those famous hanging chads. By moving its primary up in the calendar, State Republican Chairman Jim Greer finds himself in a battle to influence the nominee. It will be the first big delegate prize of Campaign 08, with 57 at stake, more than Iowa and New Hampshire combined.
All the states are taking a look at being relevant, but Florida's going to be the most relevant this coming election.
Why do you say that?
Well, because New Hampshire and Iowa, that have always played an important process, you could potentially lose in those states, come in second, come to Florida, win Florida, gain great momentum, move into February 5th, and win the nomination.
I believe that Florida is going to determine the Republican nominee for president.
No one takes this new reality more seriously than the Republican frontrunner. Rudy Giuliani is doing what many New York snowbirds do.
How are you? How you doing?
He's spending much of his winter here in Florida, home to 1.5 million former New Yorkers. Yesterday's pit stop at a NASCAR event was his 20th visit. He's only been to Iowa 15 times. His strategy has him far behind in Iowa and New Hampshire, where Mitt Romney has a sizable lead.
If Rudy Giuliani doesn't do well in Iowa and New Hampshire, he's not going to do well in Florida. Florida won't wait for him. Florida waits for nobody.
Our mayor, Rudy Giuliani.
If history serves as any lesson, the Giuliani camp has reason to be nervous. Iowa and New Hampshire may carry little in the way of delegates, but they translate into the big mo, or momentum. Before those initial important contests, John Kerry was polling at 4% in 2004. After winning both, he shot up to 53%. Rudy. By ignoring the past, Giuliani hopes to make a little history himself. And by flying south for at least some of the winter, he hopes voters will consider this early bird special.
Thank God for Florida. Thank you.
Meanwhile, the Democratic presidential candidates are not permitted to campaign here. The Democratic National Committee is punishing Florida for moving its primary date up. Some believe this will ultimately hurt the Democrats in this state in the general election. And that is the CBS Evening News. I'm Katie Couric. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow from here in Miami. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, click on CBSNews.com. Brought to you in part by Crest White Strips Daily Multicare. This is the only 5-minute strip that brightens your smile in 3 ways, all with just 5 minutes a day. Crest White Strips Daily Multicare.